I'm in the dark. That's better. Sorry, I'm late, everyone. I had Wi-Fi issues in the park again, but I am here. So becoming aware of all the little places we abandon ourselves on a regular basis really is the most powerful step to taking back your power. And today we are going to talk about emotional inventory, which is a fantastic way to go about that. So hello, sensitive and sovereign souls. Welcome to day 7, the last day of the first week of our energetic boot camp. My name is Victoria. I am your guide through this process. As always, drop into the chat or comments and let us know how you're doing, how things are going for you, if anything's coming up for you during this experience. So this first week, we've really been building on a safe foundation within ourselves so that we're able to not shy away from our sensitivity. We're able to tune in, see what's there with curiosity, presence, and groundedness, and maximize our gifts and abilities through that. So today we slow down, we look inward, not to criticize. Like yesterday, again, with our somatic exercise, we're just noticing. We're taking a compassionate inventory of what's been moving through our emotional body this week during this process. So if you turn to your workbook, it's actually day 6 in there, and that's the emotional inventory. Please do take time to do that exercise today. Tracking your emotions is one of the most underrated things because a lot of people dismiss emotions, but we talked about them being energy in motion. They are messengers. They're usually trying to tell us something. And whether that's something from someone else, our environment, or something within our own system, that's something that sensitive people have to learn to differentiate on their own through practice. But becoming aware of your emotions and what causes them to shift, how often they shift, where and when they shift, that's a really big thing. So I'm also a human design consultant, and human design goes over our individual energetic makeup that is unique to us. According to that system, about 50% of the people have what's called an emotional authority. That means you are driven and guided by your emotions, or you are designed to be, which most of us aren't. We try to stick with that logical left brain. But the thing is, they can be very powerful. And as long as they don't hijack your nervous system, you can use them to guide you and make those intuitive decisions. So the people with an emotional authority, and I do highly encourage you to look up your human design to get a better understanding of how you're meant to operate with less resistance going out in the world. Those people are meant to see how they're feeling about something over time to make decisions. So if something like a job, a friend, or a partner is constantly making you feel emotionally negative, like whenever you have an interaction with them, you leave and it feels negative, that, especially over time, is your emotional center saying, hey, this might not be in alignment. You might be trying to shrink yourself here, or this person might be trying to shrink you. They could be like a big energy suck. We talked about energetic awareness and where your field is leaking, and it could definitely be due to one of those relationships. Once you start setting those boundaries, we talked about how it can rub people the wrong way. So you might have started setting some boundaries. You might be getting some backlash from that. And if that's the case, try to ground yourself. hold space for who you once were and who you are becoming, and think about what people you really want around you in your life. Think about what you want your life to look like and how you want your life to make you feel. Because I guarantee you, you are not stuck in the circumstance that you're in. You need to pay attention to those emotions and let them be your guide. If something is making you feel negative, you need to look for that positive energy. Look for what lights you up, the people, the places, and the circumstances. Now, the other half of people that have what's called an open emotional center in human design are like emotional radar detectors, picking up the emotional energy from their environment and all of the people around them. So for them, the most important thing is to get even more alone time than the highly sensitive people that have that defined emotional center, because it can be harder for them to differentiate whether it's their own emotion or someone else's. It's also very important for them to be conscientious of the environments they're in. Are they highly emotionally turbulent or chaotic? Because that can be overwhelming for an open emotional center who is not designed to run on that high emotional octane all the time. So again, it's checking and seeing which things are, look into your human design and see what it is, or see which one of those resonates with you a little bit more, and it will probably help lead you down the right path. But again, we are conditioned to ignore our emotions, especially women, especially hormonal women, women that are pregnant or on their period. But the practitioner that I follow shared something the other day saying that emotions that surface during menstruation periods are really emotions that were deep or hidden and uncovered, because that is the divine feminine energy. It is what's hidden. It's what's not so overt out there in the open, what's lesser known or unseen. So don't discount your emotions, guys. These are really important, especially for highly sensitive people, because again, it's data. So when you notice these emotions, you don't have to fix anything right away. It's good to keep track of stuff over time. Just because the people that are more emotionally prone or have that emotional authority, they're going to feel differently about things depending on where they're at in their personal life. So it's really important to monitor that over time, not to make a quick, rash decision for those people. So when you're looking at today's exercise, I want you to think about what you felt during the week, what emotions surfaced, the frequency of them, and also if you found yourself wanting to make yourself smaller. Because whenever we do that, we're kind of protecting yourself. It's especially people that have been through trauma. When you kind of shrink down, you're trying to blend in with the wallpaper. I'm not here to ruffle any feathers. Like, I don't want to cause a problem. But that is not a sovereign being, people. You need to stop abandoning yourself. Pay attention to what you're feeling. And you better not be shrinking for anybody. That is if you're in my energetic boot camp. So also notice, when did you feel proud or soft or brave? And how did you support yourself through that? Those little things matter. The grounding exercises you did, you might have given yourself a little emotional pep talk. So let's name the ways that you showed up for yourself, even if it was subtle. The more honest we are with ourselves, like we talked about giving a name to the emotions, the more free our energy becomes and stable. Whenever we have this internal dishonesty or any level of hypocrisy within our being, it creates that heavy, toxic, stagnant energy where you feel kind of locked in. So I want you guys, when you go over this exercise, validate any emotion that you discover. There's no need to justify it or try to reason your way out of it. Just validate it. Hey, yes, I'm a person, I'm sensitive, I have feelings, but hey, my feelings are messengers and they are here to tell me something. So, everyone, let's take a moment to celebrate your growth from this past week. We start moving into week 2, Amplify and Emerge tomorrow, where we're really going to work on expanding our energy and putting our authentic self out boldly into the world. And also respect our sensitive boundaries and needs in the process. And tomorrow's video will be on voice reclamation and sacred rage, why it's okay to be mad sometimes, how to process that, and why it's natural, what it tells us. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Sorry again for being a little late.